excited because this is something I should have done a long time ago. But before we get into that, I just want to say if this is your first time visiting my channel, I want to introduce myself and say, hi, I'm Renee from Renee's Garden. I live in Virginia, Zone 7B, and I am just a gardener that likes to grow things in her backyard to feed my family and friends. And if you're interested in shopping hauls, that would be me, because your girl is always out in them YouTube streets trying to find all those wonderful deals. So when I find a deal, I can come back and report to you. And I also like to cook a little bit. So if you like to learn about recipes and all the things that I'm doing over here in my garden, I hope that you would take this opportunity to go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can follow me in all of my ventures over here in my garden, whether it's in the stores or it's in the kitchen cooking with Renee. That would be me. So without any further ado, now let's get into the video. Now, child, let me tell you, we're family here, so I can just tell you like it is. When we received our first snowfall, and I was so excited about having our first snowfall, I was just so into that moment. Then I was like, I'm usually doing something around this time. And then when the temperatures start to drop and it got really, really cold, then that light bulb went off in my head and it says, Renee, you're supposed to be getting your seeds together to do your winter sowing. I was like, oh, that's right. Because usually I have already picked out my seeds that I'm going to be growing for my spring garden. And I've already got my soil prepped. And I collected all of my jars and stuff, or my containers. Not jars, because jars will be breaking out there in the winter. So I've collected all of my plastic jugs, whether they are milk jugs, whether they are orange juice jugs, whatever kind of plastic container that I have, I should have had the prep work already done. So if you guys do not know about winter sowing, this is something you might want to consider. Because I know when I first started to grow my seedlings and wanted to get them prepped and ready for the springtime, like we all do, we go out and buy all those solo cups or those little Dollar Tree little brown containers. But that's all fine and good. But child, I put out so many solo cups and I put out so many seeds, and it was a lot to handle. I'm just being truthful for you, because watering those things, making sure they got enough sunlight, up potting them when it was time, that was a lot of work. So then I watched this YouTube video and she was talking about winter sowing. I said, what? Where have I been all this time? So I said, I'm going to try that. So I collected all the materials, which was, you needed like any kind of container, plastic container, and then you cut it to where it's a hinge. You have to put some drainage hose at the bottom. Then you're going to fill it up with some good quality seed starting mix or some kind of soil that you have amended. So I have that. And then she said we needed to have some way of labeling it. So it can be a spoon, it could be those garden tags, it could be some craft sticks. Child, I was all for it. And I don't know if you guys have heard about this garden marker. Now I'm not sponsored by them, but I have been through a lot of markers, and this garden marker right here is a game changer. This right here, you could put this on wood, you could put this on plastic, you could put this on metal, and this bad boy right here will not wash away, it will not fade. This marker, it will last the whole entire garden season. The reason why I'm saying this is because I know if we're going to do all this hard work on getting our containers, our labels, and putting in the work to get them all labeled so we'll know exactly what we're growing. And then it gets out there in the sun and the sun starts beaming on it, and next thing you know, we don't even know what the label says because the sun done faded whatever the writing was. So I got these off of Amazon, and this is what it looks like. The garden marker. It is amazing. Ciao, garden marker company, whoever sponsors this, hit your girl up because this is a fantastic product. All right, so you're going to need a good marker, and then you're going to need some tape. It can be, don't use like Scotch tape, don't use packing tape, because you got to remember these are going to be outside in the winter, and they got to stand up to the elements out there, which is snow. If it snows in your area, or if it rains, you want some kind of tape that's going to hold your container closed and not pop open, because this container right here is going to act as a like a greenhouse. It's going to keep your babies all nice and warm, your plant babies. So when it is time in the spring, you're going to see nothing but growth inside this container, and you don't have to do anything. You just put your soil in there, plant your seeds, cover them up with some more soil, put your label. I usually put my label inside my container, and then I also label it on the outside, and I tape it up from one end to the other and stick this bad boy somewhere in my yard. Usually I put it on my table outside, and so I can watch it. And then you're going to be so shocked and amazed that you're going to see your little seeds start to germinate, and you're going to get some green little plants. And you're going to be like, what? Because that's how I look. See my eyeballs? What? I didn't have to do anything. Mother Nature did all the watering for me, because when you get your containers, make sure you take off the top, because you want to make sure that the rain gets in here, the melted snow is able to go in here and also water your plants. And like I said before, you want to make sure it's drainage holes so the excess water can drain off, so your seedlings don't sit in a bunch of water and mildew. We don't want none of that. But child, this is a game changer. You hear me? A game changer. So I will always use this technique, and I'll use some of the solo cups like inside my house. Like I'll probably only have bell peppers growing inside my house under my grow lights, because you know bell peppers like the heat, and bell peppers take a long time to get started, and they take a long time to grow. So I'll baby mine until they're nice and healthy, and then like I said, I'll throw them out in the garden, say a prayer over them, and let them do what they do, and hopefully they will produce some awesome bell peppers, because they did fantastic. If you haven't watched any of my videos about Bell Pepper Lane was kicking last summer. They made me proud, so I was very, very, very excited about that. So let me show you a few of the seeds that I think I'm going to put in my winter sowing. I'm going to grow a lot of herbs because I like to dehydrate. So I like to dehydrate my herbs so I can have them on hand, so that way I don't have to go to the store and spend them high prices when I can grow this bad boy right here in my backyard. So I think I'm going to grow some rosemary. I'm going to grow some chives. I'm going to grow some dill because I use a lot of dill when I'm canning. I'm going to grow some sage and chamomile. Now this right here has been my problem child. I'm always on the struggle bus with this chamomile. I just cannot get this chamomile to grow for the life of me. But you know what? I don't give up. I keep pushing and pushing, and I'm going to be successful with this chamomile. So if y'all got any kind of suggestions to help your girl out, leave them down in the comments, because you know what? They would be appreciated. You just don't know. Your girl needs some help with chamomile, because I love to make things for my tea, because I'm a tea drinker, and I would love to have my own chamomile so I can just go out there and harvest them and make my own tea. So I was thinking I'm going to do some thyme. I'm going to do some basil. I'm going to do some more parsley, because if you don't know me, I got chunky out there. I got nibbles out there. I got all kind of critters out there that seems to like parsley as well. So I've got to grow enough to where they can have a little bit and I can have a little bit. I'm going to try some oregano, because I told you I want to up my herb game this season. Your girl is coming out the gate hard and fast, because I want my herb section to be successful. So I'm going to do my best. And then I'm going to try some kale, because remember I was talking about how I want to try to eat kale, because kale has all these wonderful health properties and stuff. So I'm going to give it a shot. I've heard nothing but good things about kale. So your girl is going to try it. Whew. I'm going to try, because I know I need to do it. And then I'm going to do some spinach, which I think I'm excited because I love spinach. And then I think I'm going to try 2 types of flowers, because if you don't know me, I love flowers. I love to grow flowers. I love to arrange flowers. I just love to see flowers growing in my garden. And plus, flowers is a good thing in order to attract the pollinators. Without the pollinators, they're not going to come and pollinate our vegetables, and we need them to help us. So we need to put stuff out there that will draw them into our garden. We got to keep everybody happy out there. So at the end, we will be able to harvest some good vegetables, and they will be able to get some pollen that they need as well. So I'm going to try some snapdragons, and I'm also going to try some sweet William. I've tried to grow sweet William last growing season, but they came up. But then I don't know what happened to them. I don't know if something ate it or what happened to it, because I visually saw the sweet Williams in my containers out there, and then I went out there to check on them, and them bad boys were gone. So your girl gonna put some more sweet William into these little containers, and I'm gonna see if I can become successful growing some flowers. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, because I don't know. Because look at this box. I got a box full of seeds, and these are the seeds that I purchased from the Dollar Tree. You know, the ones where they're 4 for $1, and at the end of the season, how they were really cheap. So your girl went and loaded up. So I got seeds and seeds and seeds for days, and this is just one container. If you are a gardener, I don't know what it is about seeds. We all know we have a lot of seeds in our inventory, but when we see seeds, we just lose our mind, and we just have to have more seeds. I'm guilty of it too. So child, jump on the bus and just put your hand up and say, I am addicted to seeds. Yes, I am, and I'm proud of it. And that's one addiction that I'll never, never, never give up. All right, you guys. So this is what Miss Renee's going to be trying to do. I'm going to be getting my winter sowing stuff together. Once I get it all together and have it out on outside on my table or wherever I'm going to stick it, then I'll come back and just pan over all my containers. Because when I see those containers, you know what that tells me? Whew, I don't have to worry about them bad boys. Mother Nature is going to do all the work for me, and I may have to look at the containers. If they look a little dry, I may have to put a little water into the container. But child, I'd rather do that than sit there with those solo cups and have to be working so hard. Not saying anything's bad about using the solo cup method, but I rather work smarter, not harder, and able to get a whole bunch of plants growing in a container, and I don't have to do a lot of work. I just want to reap the benefits when it comes to spring. I just want to go out there, see my container, and be like, oh, I don't have like one plant germinated. Sometime when I put like 3 or 4 or 5 seeds in here, there's like 5 or 6 plants in here. And if some don't make it, I got spares. That's what I like. And I just scoop them out, put them where they need to go, give them some love, and say, okay, now I'll take the wheel and I'll get you to the finish line. Alright, you guys, well, I hope this video was helpful. It's been, I didn't want to make this video too long, but you know how I am. When I get on here, it's like talking to family, and I enjoy talking to you guys. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you guys can see, and wish me luck on getting my winter sowing out there and getting it to grow. And also, just hang around with me and see what other things that I'm doing over here in Renee's garden. I love you guys. I enjoy seeing what you guys are doing in your garden. So let's winter sow. Let's get our plants growing, whether it's in solo cups, whether it's in containers, however, in trays. Let's get our seeds in, because spring will be here before we know it, and we don't want to be way behind and say, oh, I should have planted my seeds. I'm giving you a friendly reminder, just like that cold, snowy day and the cold weather has given me a wake up and say, hey, chick, wake up. You're behind. You need to get on with the seeds. Light bulb on. And I did what I needed to do. Find my seeds, get them lined up, and get ready to do some planting. Alright, guys, have a wonderful day. Have a blessed day. And Miss Renee will see you in the next video. Don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll know when I have another video coming your way. Alright, guys, don't forget, get your seeds together. It's that time. Get them planted so we will be ready to go and don't have to be stressed out. That's the way I'm looking at it. Love you much, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright, guys, take care.